Aloha, friends and neighbors. Rollin Frost here. Every snowflake is entirely different. Every chart I do is entirely different. Charts look like snowflakes, huh? My name sounds like snowflakes. Rollin Frost. Who's this? Yep, recognize that guy? I don't know how old I was then. I just found this recently. But you know, the funny thing about this is that I can remember being very, very happy at this age. The world was secure. Mommy and Daddy were happy. And you know what? I'm exactly the same person. Yeah. If I remember the way I was when I was this age, I'm still that guy. I'm totally the same. I haven't changed a bit. Oh, the body changes and the name and all the earthly karma weighs on us. But inside, I'm the same one. And that's the key to you relaxing a little bit and knowing that you're the spirit riding in that body. And the body changes and comes and goes and reincarnates and things, but you don't. You're exactly the same. Spirit is exactly the same, whether you're 8, and I'm probably 3 or 4 here, or whether you're 73 like I am now. I mean, that's probably 70 years between this little guy and me. And yet I'm exactly the same inside. That's spirit. Once you understand that, you can relax a little bit. Spirit doesn't die. No, it's unchanging. You won't die. You being spirit. Oh, the body will. Body gives us all kinds of trouble. That's why we do chart work. The chart is the chart of the body, okay? Not the chart of the unchanging inner person. It was little Raleigh. A client sent me this along with a check for an order for an update on his chart. I just love it. My clients are some of the highest people in the world, and they send me these really delightful postcards. Wow. Wow. Well, I've got lots of interesting things to share with you today. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. And thank you for ordering charts. Chart work and personal chart work is what keeps me going. So here comes the sky mirror. We're going to cover the last week in July. A turbulent week, huh? Uranus just stopped. Saturn just stopped. Very unusual time. So you still got a lot of faith. The prior new moon trine to Neptune. There's another new moon, though, July 26th at 4 Leo. Takes all the emphasis off the Neptune, the colors, art, music, the religion, the priests, doctor, artists, musicians. Just for a month. These new moons accent things for a month. You know, and then it all changes. So anyway, let's see what it looks like for you, huh? Now remember, this is the generic chart. This isn't your chart. You've got to know your chart if you want to figure out how this is going on. You got anything at 16 degrees? Just a couple of days ago, Uranus stationed at 16 electric. And Saturn stationed at 16. Oh, sober cold. You know, the Grim Reaper is there. Saturn's pretty happy right now. He's got a nice full moon going on. Everybody's supporting him. All the guys in the ties and the suits are saying, well, we can happily get rid of environmental shit. No, there's no global warming. No, no, no. Anyway, more on that in a little bit. Let's see what's going on for you. The sun is moving it's in Leo. It's going from 2 to 12 degrees of Leo. And about 4 days after your week after next, the sun will trine Uranus, and Uranus will be a little happier. But for now, let's take a look at it day by day. We're going to run the moon around the edge of the planetary pattern, and as we do, it makes angles to these various bodies. These are the actors on the stage, and stuff happens. Interesting note to myself here. The sun conjuncts Jupiter tomorrow for you guys on Friday. Yeah, Jupiter, oh boy, optimism, expansion. It's almost irrational optimism. Yeah, but the sun's also squaring Mars. And, gee, I didn't draw that in here. So there's a lot of anger and irritation and fighting at the same time. We're trying to get at the truth. Pretty interesting mix. Okay, there I drew the square in this 90-degree square. The Sun and Jupiter, by the way, are squaring Mars. Gee, it's hard to do things because everybody's fighting. A lot of fighting going on. It's going to stay that way for a little bit. Unfortunately, that new moon on Saturday, which happens right here, squares Mars. And so you get a whole month of heat, too much fighting, too much anger. Well, anyway, what's it like day by day? Here we go. We run the moon around the edge. It gives us the mood of the times. And if you're on the Thursday show, well, Thursday morning in the middle of the day was kind of nice because the moon went by Venus and trine Neptune. And there's some really beautiful, loving, high spiritual stuff going on. But here was the opposition to Pluto. That was probably the afternoon, early evening of Thursday. So there might be some eek-a-bug around if you're not, Yeah, I had some. The moon's in Cancer. And Friday, the 25th of July, the moon's still in Cancer, starts in the morning with a nice conjunction to Mercury. Kids are happy, we're communicating, and it trines Saturn. Mercury is trining Saturn. Look at that. There's Mercury, there's the trine. Squares, holding on to, can't get rid of them. Trines, letting go, wonderful things happen. So there's a lot of good, solid, practical sense. Listen to what the kids are saying Friday morning. Yeah. I know all those kids from South America that are making such a difficulty. This looks like the time when they're going to be handled and responsibly, hopefully by Saturn, taking care of kids. Yeah, Friday morning. Moon stays in Cancer the rest of Friday. On Saturday, it shifts into Leo, and everything changes. First of all, there's that square to Mars. Happens kind of early Saturday morning. People are pissed off, angry. It'll turn into your Friday night too, and so there's going to be more guns and more violence, and even though the new moon's on Jupiter, and there's liberal, knowledgeable people, lawyers and professors are out here trying to say, hey, let's look at this. There's a lot of truth here, but everybody's so angry. I don't know how that they're going to be able to hear Jupiter much. But you got a whole month to do it. It's a new moon. And new moon conjunct Jupiter means lightning bolts of truth all month. Oh, this is the new moon that gives Kauai all that rain and thunderstorms and lightning. Could be quite unusual. Yeah. So, the morning of Saturday the 26th starts a new pattern, a new moon on Jupiter square Mars. Wow, energy and knowingness. Not too bad all the way through Saturday. On Sunday, Sunday the 27th, there's a nice trine to Uranus. And, the environmentalists and the free spirits and the homeless people and stuff will have their say. And science and rationality will triumph. And that feels good. Yeah, astrology works. What does that mean to you? Well, you'll find out more Sunday afternoon when the moon trines Uranus. When it does that, it squares Saturn. You're not going to be happy with the old goat here, traditional ways. It's the law. And Uranus here says pretty much, screw the law Saturday afternoon. Rationality triumphs, huh? That's what our country's about, It's not a country under the rule of law like the Republicans say. We're a secular country. Rationality, science, common sense rules our country. We have Uranus rising in this USA government chart. It's just that we're stuck with a lot of Saturn stuff. So keep the faith. You'll see what I mean Sunday. You'll say, yes, brotherhood, and the heck with the old stuff. It's nice. Monday, the 28th, the moon's still in Leo. It's not a bad day if you keep to the secular side. In the evening, there's a nice trine, a sextile to Mars. So you can go out and get things done here Monday night, Monday evening. Good Mars. Thursday, moon's in Virgo here. It actually goes into Virgo just before you get your Mars hit, so it's good for cleaning things up Monday night. Tuesday, moon in Virgo starts with an opposition to Neptune. Confusion. Oh, I lost it. It's delusion. It's foggy. I don't know where I'm going Tuesday morning. Wait it out. Just wait, because here Tuesday night, the moon in Virgo trines Pluto. Yes, it's nice. And a sextile Saturn early Wednesday morning. And we got a lot of goodies here. Here's Venus, too. So everything kind of settles down, and you're back in the land of Saturn. But when Saturn's empowered, the seesaw between these two goes off, and here we are Wednesday morning, and all the politicians are making laws, and to hell with the environment and the unions and rationality. Yeah, so look out, Saturn. Trying to do things without rationality isn't very smart, but they'll be doing it Wednesday morning, July 30th. As you go into the 31st, the moon shifts into Libra here, and it starts off quite nice. A lot of honest, open talk. There's a nice sextile to Jupiter. Mercury happened here really early Thursday morning. You get up, there's words in your head. Breakfast time, there's honesty and openness, and Libra seems to feel pretty good. It's pretty balanced on Thursday the 31st. Right into the late evening here, about 10, 11 o'clock at night, there's a sextile to the sun. We got a plan. We're going to get something done. But look out. Here's the old Grand Cross. Here's the Pluto-Uranus square. It starts Friday morning. There's a little panicky. Eek, a bug. Guns, guns, guns. Friday morning, everybody get radical. Decide they're going to get a gun and change things. Ha! It gets worse here. Friday night, there's an opposition to Uranus. The hell with the rationality, and a square to Venus, and the girls are in trouble. Probably those girls that are being held in Africa are still being held here, and we're having to face that Friday. Friday is Vendredi. That's Venus's day, and it's tough on Venus here. Really is. Saturday morning, the moon's still in Libra, and goes by the North Node, so we all feel kind of nurturing and lucky when we get up Saturday morning right away. And as you go into Saturday, you're closer to the Mars zone, which the moon hits Mars late Saturday night, midnight, early Sunday morning, and here's fighting and fires and upsets and the square to the new moon that happened. The new moon? Yeah, it was back here on the 26th. And usually I say, well, be with somebody you love. It starts a pattern for a month, but I'm not sure about this. I don't like squares to Mars. Too much fighting. And you're going to feel them Saturday night, Sunday morning. And so caution is the word. On Sunday, the moon's still in Scorpio. You're going, as your day goes on, you get over your anger maybe, but there's a square to the sun. You're not going to get anything done. Your ambition has got blocked. And here it hits Saturn. The moon hits Saturn, 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. And, oh yeah, make some rules, make some laws. Why don't those guys follow the laws? Uranus follows his own mind, not an irrational law. But there's plenty of irrational laws out there. It's too bad, but it's true. There's a trine to Venus Monday morning, so you'll feel a little better, moon in Scorpio. There's a little sweets and sugar out there Monday morning on the 4th when you get up. But that's kind of the way it is. I mean, it was only just a few days ago, if you're watching the Thursday night show, when Saturn and Uranus stopped. And they're at this 150-degree angle where Saturn wants to get rid of Uranus. Uranus like to get rid of Saturn, but they have to take turns. Trouble is, Saturn has a lot of the power right now, and he'll make laws, that restrict Uranus. Remember, they made some kind of law once and said astrology doesn't work, it's entertainment, so they put it on the entertainment page. That was the Saturn attacking Uranus again. I guess I must do my job because I don't get any attacks. They're laying off of me for some reason. Okay, so Saturn's empowered. He wants to get loose of Uranus. And this is a tale I got into. I got it all written out here for you. So Saturn wants to get rid of Uranus, huh? It's his last chance. It's the last time Saturn will be in this seesaw, this quincunx, inconjunct, they call it, this position to get rid of Uranus, to do their thing and ignore environmental matters and unions and stuff. It all happened because of the July 12th full moon. Full moons kind of give you public opinion, and the public kind of thinks, oh, Republicans are right, let's make laws. And, they blocked Uranus work, revolutionary work, unions, environmental stuff, science. They just ignored it. And it's been going, it goes on for a whole month, until August 10th. The full moon then, at 18 Aquarius, squares Saturn and blocks Saturn and gives Uranus power for a month. But here's the thing, before we get there, despots like, Assad in Syria and other people, other Saturn people, who are almost like the Grim Reaper, well, they get a chance to just go violent on the rebels. The rebels are Uranus, right? There's rebels all over the world. They want to get rid of all these old laws that constrict them. So what happens is Mars comes along and joins Saturn. And when Mars hits Saturn, man, Saturn can go into road rage and violence. It's the last week of August. And, this is a little scary. They're going to beat up the homeless people or something here. So the full moon, September 9th, gives Saturn the okay and helps to dump or ignore Uranus again. But I'm concerned about this violence at the end of August. That's not good. Remember that Uranus is going to come back here to this point at 16 degrees. Saturn will be gone. And in December next year, Uranus comes back to 16 degrees of Aries, and he's going to fix all this stuff that Saturn is blocking right now. There's the tale of the dance between these two giants. It's not an easy one, Here's the union, here's management. This fight has gone on a lot, especially in our country, in Europe. The guys that owned the coal mine hired thugs to beat up the union guys, the steel mills everywhere. In the last 30 years, we've had nothing but this Saturn character going on. And boy, we've almost lost our good unions, the one thing that kept the middle class going. Oh well, he'll bounce back. Now, here's something for your imagination to chew on. When Uranus stops, which it did a few days ago for you, a lot of people think about UFOs. Yeah, what are UFOs all about? I was asked twice, almost 3 times, what about UFOs, Frost? What do you think about that? Well, why would an alien come to Earth? What's here that's so valuable? The universe is full of water and gold and all kinds of stuff. The Earth hasn't got anything unusual except us. Yes, our DNA. And here's the trick. The Earth is on the outer rim of the galaxy, and it doesn't get as many comets and asteroids flying around as if you're closer to the center. Jupiter is there helping to protect us. And what's happened is we've had some heavy hits. 13,000 years ago, a comet hit almost wiped us all out. But we keep building the human consciousness, and we've got a reptile brain, Oh yeah, it's really analytical and smart. And on top of that, we have a mammal brain that's telepathic and feels wonderful emotions. And on top of that, we have a human cerebellum. We're a three-brained creature. Three brains, three talents, unusual. It takes 1 billion years to evolve a consciousness like this. So what happened? Well, in 45, we started setting off atom bombs. We're blinking at the galaxy. We're blinking at everybody out there that's looking, and we're doing a lot of that. And then in 1947, the first UFOs showed up. Well, you're blinking. Why did they come here? We don't know. Well, after a while, it turned out they were sampling people and maybe a few cows. How come? Well, if they wanted to get the DNA of this wonderful, wonderful invention we call human consciousness and human animals, it's the best. There aren't many like this in the galaxy, no. But they want to get it before it's damaged. So they had to come here as quick as they could. It took them 2-3 years to get here and more. Damaged? Yeah, atomic pollution. All those air blasts set off, things in the air, and they make little glitches in your DNA. And if you want a good you can't make a computer out of a faulty electronic design. No, it's got to be a perfect blueprint or it won't work. Chemical pollutions also ruin the DNA. And electrical pollutions, we haven't faced those yet. All the radiations from your electronic gadgetries. So that's one good reason they came here, to get some DNA samples before we screwed them up. Or, wait a minute, I had a Pluto moment. Maybe there's something else going on. Maybe because of some coming disaster that they know about and we don't, that could wipe us out. A comet, huge asteroid showers, big CMEs, impacts by a large body, global warming, great catastrophic viruses. And so the other reason they're getting here is not because of the breaks in the DNA, but because we're on thin ice. It's possible, It's clear they were here for a while, and they're not all that friendly. They just wanted to make sure they got the wonderful thing that we've invented on this earth. Yes, our DNA. Okay, here's another short chapter on what happens if certain politicians get their way. Actually, they loaded up the committee with legal and banking finance people and said, oh yeah, burn the garbage. Well, if you want to burn the trash, it's a public health disaster, an experiment in cancer for Hilo that'll go 20 years. So here's another detail you might think about. When I was a young man, I learned about this powder called Paris green. And I found out about it because of some stuff I read sitting in the OSHA office, and there were people motivated to help OSHA go along. Well, Paris green turns out to be arsenic trioxide. And everybody used it in Hawaii. It's a real bright green psychedelic powder, about the color of this print here I've got. And arsenic trioxide turned out to be a carcinogen, but not any carcinogen. Turned out to be 100% carcinogenic. How do they learn that? They do rat studies. And they used arsenic trioxide because it always gave the cancer. You inhale even a small little particle of arsenic trioxide gets into your lungs. 20 years later, there will be a cancer around that particle. Now, this is arsenic trioxide. Arsenic is a poisonous metal. You can't destroy metals by burning them, no. Arsenic trioxide, 100% carcinogen. It was a really scary thing because later on, I was working down in the cellar of my house over there on the heights above UH, and I heard that the previous owner had died because of his worries over termites. And I was down there, and I took down a piece of wall board nailed up on the ceiling, and all this green powder came showering down on me. What the hell is that? That is arsenic trioxide. Held my breath, ran out, get under the hose. What a mess. That guy had put Paris green. They'd put a hole in the wall and blow the green powder in with the bellows or into the ceiling, and boy, it killed the termites all right. And the old guy that owned that home was killing termites, and the home was termite eaten. I had a big problem when I bought it. But he died. They said, I don't know, heart attack, but it wasn't. It was arsenic poisoning. So what's going on here? If you burn it, will it destroy the arsenic trioxide? I don't know. It won't destroy the arsenic. It might destroy the trioxide. Is like a rust. I mean, if you put rusted metal into the fire, it'll burn off the oxygen from the rust, and you'll just get iron. And maybe it'll burn off the trioxide, and we'll just get arsenic. But arsenic is pretty bad stuff. And it's going to come out the smokestack like all the other stuff. And yow, terrible. You'll run into this a lot, especially in the older homes. This green powder. Look out! It's 100% carcinogenic. Interesting story. They tried to make some wallboard out of bagasse-based wallboard. They had all this bagasse from the sugar cane. So they're making wallboard that turned out had too much sugar in it. And rats would come and eat the wallboard to get the sugar. So what'd they do? They added Paris green. Yeah. All over Hawaii, this carcinogenic green, pretty green powder, isn't it? Ugh. Monsanto has a new rat poison out because they say our rats are warfarin resistant. This rat poisons the rat, but they wander around for a day, so the cats and the owls eat them, and then we lose cats and owls. Another gift from Monsanto. Oh, here's a better way to do this, and we can make some money. Monsanto, you're making money killing my favorite animals, my house cats. I got to tell you, I'm hating Monsanto. And I'm when I see one of those little gray triangular things sitting along the wall by the condo or the hotel or something, I'm likely to take it and put it right in the dumpster. The thing is so hateful. I went after Monsanto, and they said, well, we have a permit. The government gave us a permit. We tested this on prairie dogs. Oh, geez, give me a break.